Okay, so you know, I was like, the game was on, but a little. I was like, well, it started a little bit before the game, but the game was on anyway. But on TV came up. It's called AI and the Future of Us. It was hosted by Oprah, and basically, she was basically. I mean, well, it's in the title. Um, but she was talking to different people. A lot of people who's like Bill Gates or Marquise Brown or that does a lot of tech stuff, and like a couple other people who have developed things in the past and whatnot. And basically, the question of what is in store for us with AI in the future. And I'll tell you right away that I don't think that I was like for the viewer watching that may not have any idea of AI, and then maybe you think of like AI and you just see like the funny memes or the video. Maybe you think of AI as a way of scamming people. Maybe you think of AI as these robots that's able to like start thinking for themselves, and of course whatever you think of from the movies and stuff. And I'm not, and for what I got from the whole thing is all of it says yes. Like it wasn't anything to be like, oh my god, this is so great. It's gonna help us all. I mean, yes, there were people that was like that, but then there were people that was like doom and gloom and whatnot in that way. And like anything, to be honest, is that it's really all about how anything's implemented. Like everything always has. I'll say everything. Majority of things have a good backing behind it of the reason why it's here or what we're using it for, what it could be used for. Majority of the time, it's always with the idea of benefiting or helping people. Now, with that being said, also just like majority or nearly everything else, always seems to turn bad for one reason or another, whether that's the thing itself or the people that's behind it. Um, I was like, but I was like, like it really was a thing where it's like it's not going away. Um, it's already been. I was like, it's been here for a minute, but it's moving fast. And is it moving at a faster rate than what everybody and everything can adjust to it? And that's really seemed like the crux of the whole thing. Is that like anything in life or whatever has always progressed or moved forward or whatever. But it's always been either some type of resistance in a way that sort of makes us like think about it, or it's something where it's like the what we're developing or doing is at that time is moving slow that it can sort of be caught up or being able to be understand. And it's not that AI can't be understood or is it being understood. It's more so of the rapid pace that it's going is that the only real thing that you could really see is really only like two things of like really the benefits of good or oh no, this is going to be bad. Like, and I was like, hopefully that I was like, and like, most of them all saying like, hopefully there's a medium point of, like that where they're just like, oh, but and okay, so like they're all like they were trying to say like it's not the same thing as like our phones and stuff like that. But I think that gives a good insight of how it might go because it's like the fact that it's like the internet while having so much information is also a detriment of having all of this information. While it could be a lot of misinformation, with mixed in with what is right, but you also have enough information to probably also get to what is right. Um, but it's also so much of it that it's like anything can be spread by any little crumb at the same time. And that's sort of the danger of AI. It's like, yeah, this little bit can be over here being like, yes, we can help teachers teach students of like figuring out, like how we all got a profile, all the algorithm, like maybe like you have on TikTok that sort of like almost figures you out. maybe your ass, or it's like stuff like that. But like AI is on like a higher level. So it was cool to be like, hey, I know how this kid sort of learns. Let me tell you, teach of how a better way of getting to him. And it's like, oh, that's cool. It'll help me out. We still, and they try to make the point of like, oh, we need more of the teacher engagement and people engagement. But at the same time, let's not act like people won't be doing chat GBT, but in a higher, more efficient way of doing it, to where it's like, what I need this teacher for when this AI is either teaching me or doing this shit for me in a way that's, I don't really need you teach here. Or how, as a lot of parents just throw the iPad or phone to their kid. You don't think that once we get AI that's like, oh snap, here you go, learn your ABCs this way. I'm not going to show you, or I don't really have to do all that. So it's stuff like that. It's also but the flip side is the people that's like the human engagement of it. Like you don't want to get to a point where the AI is at the point that we take away the human interaction, the human connection that majority of people need. Um, and that's going. I was like, I think that's just gonna be hard, just because I was like, you can sort of see it now where it's like it's back and forth. Because I was like, I do think that we have gotten farther away due to like technology and stuff like that. But you have seen people try to fight back in a sense, just because we have been like, now everybody sort of knows that we're on the phones too much. The problem is that kind of hard to also stop, because everything is sitting around it. Now once AI starts being implemented in just about everything we do, that makes it a lot more difficult. um I was like, or the fact that, hey, if you're one of these quote unquote bad people, bad guys, depending on how you want to look at it, hey, you could do a lot of things with AI and the voice and the deep fakes and all this other stuff. And I know some of these ain't like they don't get thrown with AI, but I was like, but AI, I said, it's almost like square rectangle, rectangle, square, that kind of thing. Um, yeah, no, and the biggest thing I think that is also, if this moves fast enough, what happens to people as far as work, as far as interaction? Because I was like, it can help you in a lot. It can help you in a lot of ways, but I also think the helping in a lot of ways eventually will get abused in some form or fashion. Just because, yeah, it can help you do this and do that around the house and stuff like that, to where you're like, oh, okay, cool, I don't have to do that, I don't have to do this, until eventually it's like, now you're just not doing nothing. And we sort of see these in things. I was like, I know everybody likes to talk about, where it's been millennials, Gen Z, and all this other, and all, like, the lower, I mean, not the next generations of people, and the laziness or whatever. And that, to me, it's not sometimes laziness, it's more easiness or comfort of things being done. And it's like, yeah, some things don't need to be handled all the time by a person. Like, there's some we could cut the fat on a lot of things. Problem is, it's not cutting the fat. Problem is, like, now it's actually cutting the meat. And now what did that person do that used to have that type of job, or that person that used to be over here doing this hard manual labor? And it's like, oh, okay, cool, yeah, cool. It requires people to work less, but what does that mean in the grand scheme of working less? Does that mean, like, do I still have a way to provide? Because I was like, you think that money and the way that we run everything is going to go away? No. But what happens to those people? Not everybody's going to be able to jump into this AI thing, or anything like that. So what happens to those people? You're still going to, and it's like they try to say, like, you're still going to need people in this certain type of way in this human interaction. It's like, yeah, but if you start looking around, it's like everything has been more and more detached of actually using people. Um, I was like, where it's like I was like requiring more self checkout or or scanning things, just using your app or stuff like that. Where it's like you don't have to actually run into people or talk to people really. And it's like, yeah, and it's like, what part of it is trying to keep on to what, being like an old head and trying to keep on to what was and trying to move forward? Because hey, at some point all of us is going to be old that used to do things this way in this human interaction, where it's like, then there's going to be generation or two that's like, why are we even talking? I was like, I can just do. I don't even have to talk to you. Food is already out there. They already made it. What do you? We don't. I was like, why we even have a table to even sit at? Well, I was like, I'm just gonna be in my room. You wanna FaceTime me? You know what? You're not even gonna FaceTime me. You're gonna FaceTime my avatar. You know, like we're already sort of getting more and more at that point already. Um, yeah, no, I was like, I would have, I was like, I try to, I was like, maybe I haven't doing a good job of like looking it up. Maybe AI would help me be able to find the videos on it. Um, yeah, I was like, I did enjoy. It was, I was like, it was mini TED talkish. It wasn't full on. It was really just, they basically broke it up into chapters and basically, um, let everybody speak on basically the speed of it, the dangers of it from the aspect of people being scammed and all this type of things, or how it can harm people, the possibility of taking jobs, um, or and basically the philosophy of it all in general of how, like, yeah, we can use it in order to help learn, educate, figure out what's actually real. Um, because I was like, history. Just I was like, decipher maybe some history, maybe learn languages and break and figure out more mystery. I was like breaking down mysteries that people just can't deal with or don't have the time to because we die. Um, Helping medicine where it's like, or help assisting or damn near doing, or like figuring out other ways around stuff that hey, human mind just can't, or starting from from a totally different perspective of like, hey, that stuff you're doing, y'all people been doing, is not right, and this is what we came up with, or whatever. And maybe also just being even more alone, or breaking down the factions of how we always see in the movies: AI slash robots, cybernetics, and all this other stuff, and people who just are the resistance. Is, yeah. I was like, yeah, no. So I was like, yeah, it was a good watch. I was like, probably something that was gonna happen because I was like, look, I was like, as I was searching, it looked like they tried this way before as well too. Or I was like, it looked like something even like they did the same type of thing about a year or so ago. Um, yeah, it's going to be intriguing. I was like, I'm not gonna act like it's not scary or whatever. Cause like for all the fun that we can use AI on, like making videos or helping you with your YouTube stuff and things like that, um, it is also a scary road because I was like, my thoughts is everything good always turns evil. But anyway, that's just me. I was like my little doom and gloom. But yeah, I was like, if I look more into this or whatever like that, maybe I'll do another video on that. I just want to give y'all a couple tidbits, maybe have you maybe go look at the video or whatever yourself or whatnot. I was like, obviously, if I can find it, I'll put the link in there. But if not, I was like, it's called AI and the Future of Us. So without that, uh, to whatever this is, praise to our AI overlords. So peace. I'm out.